All right, so we are now live and actually recording this. Obviously, we've all just said good day to each other, which was really cool. One of the reasons that we picked this piece of software to use in this scenario was because it allows two-way communication, which means you guys, we can all interact together, which in this kind of environment when we're potentially getting locked in our houses is going to be, I think, super, super important, rather than running it through like a Facebook kind of live stream where you can't interact as easily. So there's not too many of us online. What I'm going to do to kick it off is actually get us to go around the group. So we'll start with us internally here, and then we'll go around the group. What I want you to do is say your name to introduce yourself if someone online doesn't know who you are. And we're going to do something we do here in our team meetings, and that is gratefuls. Now, these can be serious or they can be funny. It doesn't really matter. I'll give you an idea of two. So what I'm really grateful for is how adaptable we are as human beings and how adaptable the team is to, we've been working really hard for many, many, many hours over the weekend and over the last couple of days to kind of pull all this together and how Transcend Online might look. So I'm really, really grateful for that. That was a serious one. And also a serious but not quite so serious one is I'm super happy I have about 10 different scotches stockpiled from over the years, many, many different gins. So I'm looking forward to a good old lock-in. We'll go around the room. Jacci can do hers.
Guys know that I'm Jacci. I'm grateful that Duncan stopped rambling. Also that I have a good stockpile of gin and wine at home.
I'm Ollie. I'm sure all of you know who I am. I'm grateful the world is still turning, and I'm assuming tomorrow it will still be turning then as well.
Hi, I'm Janelle. Gosh, I'm grateful that it's Tuesday and I'm finished for the week and I have some whiskey at home waiting for me tonight. This is only a cup of tea, Mrs. Cleary.
Oh, that's bad.
And I'm Luke, and I've only got water in this as well. And I'm grateful for the fact that, we live in this day and age where we have these opportunities with technology that we can still, do this communication and we're not so isolated, from each other.
Yeah. All right, since Mrs. Cleary has not got herself on mute, we'll go to you.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Cleary, otherwise known as Jan, and I'm grateful for my husband who knows how to make a really good gin and tonic. And there he is.
All right, let's go. I'll go down the list in order of who joined now after I mute Jan. Thank God. All right, so Zenaida was first one on. Actually, no, sorry, Sarah, you were first one online. Do you want to give us a grateful?
Hey guys, Sarah here, coming to you live from the household of Duncan and Sarah. I'm grateful that Duncan put a tub of jelly beans in our TV room. Cool.
All right, next one, Zenaida. Might need to unmute Zenaida, I'll just check. Oh, you there, Zenaida? All right, we'll get on to Zenaida in the next, probably tomorrow, and figure out kind of why we're having some issues there. But Ali, your turn.
Hey guys. Hey guys, it's Ali. I am grateful that I can still access some exercise and activity in these stressful times. Working in a hospital is not a good place to be right now, or it could be. I'll also arrange all of you some drug and alcohol referral follow-up later on. I'm grateful that my husband brought me home some ice cream, and also that the Edwards is doing some reduced takeaway delivery of their gourmet food and wine. So the world will keep turning with good food and wine.
Right.
And I'll still prefer for DNA as well.
Perfect. Next one on was Zach.
Hey, I'm Zach. I'm just grateful that I can continue to work freely, remotely, and just easily like roll out of bed, just continue to help people every day, and then stop working and then do my own thing.
Awesome. Maureen.
I'm grateful for technology as well, to stay in touch with family. All our family lives away, and particularly today it was great because my stepdaughter's struggling a bit in Queensland, so it was good to be able to, see her. And grateful that I have a great supply of champagne and gin and vodka, and grateful that I've got someone I live with that's really good value. So.
Perfect. Sounds like a walking party at Maureen's place.
Yeah. And hello, Zach. It's great to hear your voice.
Great to see you, Maureen. Miss seeing you around more often.
Yeah. Oh, you never know.
All right. Next one off the list is Micheal Studman.
Hello, everybody. I'm Micheal. I do a lot of understudy work for Liam Hemsworth. I'm very grateful for my life in Newcastle and having this support of Soul Cafe and Transcend, and even my massage therapist. And whilst it's sad times, it's great to be positive and looking forward to adapting to new ways of doing things. So it's great. And I've got my keto being home delivered, and now they're delivering cocktails to my home. It'd be fantastic. So life is good.
Oh, that's so good. All right, Ungie.
Hi everyone, I'm Ungie. I'm grateful that I've ordered a whole lot of plants today that are going to get delivered. So I'm going to have some time to do my garden.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome. All right. Well, so that was just not only obviously something to make us feel a little bit happier and a little bit better in some fairly trying times, but also a bit of an introduction of how we can all interact together. Obviously, it's not quite the same as being in the gym, but we still can have this kind of social connection, which is part of the fabric that makes Transcend Health, I think, what it is, and something that Jacci and I definitely put our heads together about to try and figure out how we could facilitate. And also the guys back here in our team meeting last night had a lot of really great insight and input. So that's one of the things that will help enable that sort of social connection at this point in time. Moving on from that, I also just wanted to acknowledge how, well, I guess grateful again that we are, that you guys have made the time to come in and sit on this meeting tonight. I know that all of you will have varying amounts of stress and uncertainty at the moment. So thank you for coming on, just as we do. And that's part of why we're also trying to create as much certainty as we can in such an uncertain time, because if we can hold on to some of that, I think it makes things a little bit easier. And that's why we have elected to give you all those one-on-one services in here at Transcend, so you can still keep coming in and using the equipment whilst ever the government allows us to remain open. And I'll talk a bit more about that in a sec. It's also why if any of you do go through any kind of financial hardship, lose your job as a result of this whole scenario, you're all welcome to stay on board until you get back on your feet. And that can be coming for free, it can be coming for $10, that can change week to week. It's kind of whatever you can afford. And so we're really happy to be able to obviously support you guys and offer that from the outset. Fingers crossed we all get through it okay, but obviously uncertain, but you can be certain of that. Basically, I talked a little bit about why we've chosen this platform. I won't go into that too much, but it is to keep going with that two-way communication, so that when we are running a class, you guys will still get that individual input and attention. We've set up this room here. You obviously can't see the setup that's in front of me. I've got 2 screens, a microphone, a webcam, a light behind it, so that we can deliver the best possible quality audio that and video that we can. And we've got a big room here. So this is now our telehealth room. And so that you can get instruction, demonstration, ask questions. Am I doing it right? How do I progress it? Just like you normally would when you're in class with us. The other phase to this is also Luke last night, I don't think slept overly well, and came up with some really good ideas about how to help keep the community together. So he's been working all day on building our Facebook page, our community members page. What's going to happen there is after this meeting, I didn't want to bombard you with another email today. I'm really sorry about that. But we will send you out another email with the link to that page. What's going to happen there is, oh, hey Kate, how you doing?
Hey guys.
Nice to see ya. So what's going to happen there on the Facebook page is daily or every couple of days, we'll throw up a really short little workout that you can do. There might be some movement challenges. There might be some breath work, some relaxation kind of sessions that we'll record and pop up there. So you guys have these things available. Now, Ungie just asked, does anyone know where you can purchase some dumbbells? Kmart is sold out. Yes, it is. We can talk a little bit more about stock, but gym supplies have been run bone dry from the amount of emails I've been getting from our suppliers. Everyone's panic-buyed gym equipment too. So
actually, on that note, there are a few ideas that we have for people at home who might not have access to going out and buying stuff. So we can always talk. I can pop a post up about that on the Facebook community page.
Yeah, and that's where we'll keep throwing up updates and that kind of stuff as well. So I bombard you with less emails. Basically, there is a lot of change, obviously, that's about to happen. And there might be some uncertainty about if this platform isn't the right fit for you and what might happen, and that's completely understandable. So we also completely understand if it's not for you and you do try and do want to pause your membership and all of that. So this isn't to try and pressure you into anything there. But we do know that change is scary. It was scary when we changed from our previous class structure to the new small group structure that we've got. And for those of you that were there pre and post, I think for those that stuck around and stuck with it, there were some really cool things and big improvements that came out of that. Now, I don't know that this will have that result, but what we are doing is continually looking at how we can adapt it, make it better, etc., etc. So that kind of leads into me talking about the logistics. All right. So our class times that we'll be running the online sessions, which you can book in for, they're now live this week, starting tomorrow. There is a Tuesday morning, 6 a.m. There is a Friday morning, 6 a.m. There is every day at 12:30. There is an every day at 5 and an every day at 6.
Except Friday, which is 4 and 5.
Except for Friday, which is 4 and 5 in the afternoon. So that's where we've put these classes in for the online stuff. They are what we're starting with. They may expand and become more and more available as we continue to roll out, depending on your guys' demand and how things are going. But that's our starting point for those. The other thing I guess you probably want to know about logistically is the one-on-one that we're currently offering. So for everyone that's currently a member, you will receive a one-on-one in the clinic at whatever time is available for you to book in, and it is the number of one-on-one sessions is whatever number of classes you regularly attend. So if you're on a once a week membership, you can come in once a week for your one-on-one. If you're twice, you can come in twice a week. If you're on 3 times, you can come in 3 times a week as well. When did you say daily?
Some classes too.
At this stage, we're all facing a bit of burnout as well. So the weekend stuff, we're just going to hold for the moment. If you guys don't mind, we may look to open that up as well.
On the note of that as well, we are looking to film some of the classes. So if you don't manage to make it to something during the week, that you should be able to not join a live class, but at least have access to something that we've done along the way. So if you are looking to exercise on Saturday and Sunday, those resources will be available to you.
Yeah.
And there's going to be some like follow along yoga classes as well. So maybe a Saturday morning would be when that's released.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah. Did you have a question, Michael?
So you're basically saying if I'm doing 3 classes now a week, I can have 3 individual one-on-ones?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Okay,
so in addition to
nothing's really going to change, is it?
It's not a huge change at this point. What will change, obviously, is if we get shut down, actually like physically shut down and aren't allowed to open the premises, then everything will obviously move online. But at the moment we're offering this basically to keep the value there for you guys as much as we can, but also to allow you to do your regular thing at the moment. Like I said, a bit of certainty in uncertain times, and also you'll allow you to trial the group online classes and still have your normal exercises with the equipment, all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, okay. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Also on that note, it's they are one-on-one for the reason that when we looked at when the classes are fully booked and we have the 2 kind of like the 5 o'clock and the 5:30 class fully booked, 4 people plus 2 clinicians is 8 people. Then if myself and another clinician have like another client happening at the same time in the gym, that can be up to 14 people in the one room at the one time. And at that point, we just decided the groups were probably too high risk to continue in this environment. So that's why we want to give you gym access, but still provide a group social service.
That sounds good.
Thanks. Thanks for that feedback, Maureen, as well, about recording the classes. We're glad it sounds good. All right, so in order to book those one-on-ones, what you can now do, I'm just going to get rid of all of us here and share my computer screen and show you how to book that online, because there's a little bit of a change to what happened yesterday in the email. So like I said, we're already evolving and updating kind of on the fly. An old business coach of mine told me you jump off the cliff and build the parachute on the way down. Did a bit more planning than that. But if you go to the Transcend Health website, health.com.au, you can also do this through Facebook. You can also do it through the new members page that you'll get the link to that Luke's been creating today. like usual, you can hit the book now function. You'll see though, there's a new section here called members only. That's where you can click on that and book your members session. All right. So the one-on-one sessions I think I did forget to mention just then, they are 30 minutes, but that will be the 30 minutes you spend with the clinician. If things are going a little bit over time, you are welcome just to stick back, use the gym to finish the remainder of your program if it takes a couple more minutes longer and that kind of stuff. You can either search by any practitioner or pick a specific one. And just like with the classes, all the available times are kind of coming up. Let's go 2:30 tomorrow without putting all my details in. I'll just pick this random person. Sorry, doing it on the fly.
Okay.
20.
Okay, so the practitioner available at that time was Luke. There was only one, but if there was multiple practitioners available at that time, it would show who was available, and you'd be able to pick that one. Okay. Sorry about that being a little bit messier than I'd like it to be. Let me just bring back up the actual screen. Cool, we should all be back live. I think that's pretty much it. Oh no, I better talk about the program that we'll be running online. So whilst at this stage, everyone's obviously individual programs in the gym are specific to them. What we are doing at the moment with the online is doing the same program as everyone else in the class, but the program changes each day. So there's a program for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, which just like your individual program has ability to scale in terms of if you can't do the same exercise as me, there's a scalable regression, or if you're stronger than me, unlikely, there is a harder progression on those. It also means that week to week, hopefully as you are getting better at the skill or the strength piece or the mobility piece, we can progress you along that pathway as well. That's how we are running it. Like I said before, we're looking to adapt things and improve it and get it closer and closer to the actual service that we run here in the gym. And so we may at some point pivot and be able to offer individual programming in the online scenario. Okay, but that's probably a little bit of a way off. I hope there's lots of pigeon. There will be for you, Maureen.
Ungie's question as well.
Ungie, you had a question. Is there a maximum class number for booking in online? There is. It's still 4. And the reason we're keeping it at 4 is so that we can keep the interaction amongst everyone. It means that you hopefully won't have to sit on mute. You can communicate, you can ask questions, and it's just a more manageable size.
The online classes should be a little bit more back and forth than this, because there obviously will be less people involved. So there's that. The other thing to note, of course, is that we don't expect you guys to have any equipment, so we're running that online class with no equipment at all. Okay, it sounds dodgy. You don't think we can do that, but we can. We've definitely got the skills. We've got lots of options for bodyweight exercises and things to get you moving and get some good stuff happening.
Yeah. So that also answers Ungie's question about having to go panic buy gym gear. I have trained for years and years and years with just body weight. It's only probably in the last 2 years I've really done a lot more weightlifting again, and that was just because wanted to explore that again. So, and Luke has also done heaps and heaps and heaps of bodyweight training as well. And the other guys have obviously done bits and pieces. So we have a pretty big repertoire there. That being said, if you did go out and panic buy gym equipment, that's where the Facebook group will potentially have some capacity. You can ask, hey, I bought this equipment, can you flick through an exercise I can do with that? Or, you know, what are the best 5 exercises if you have a 3 kilo dumbbell at home, or whatever you happen to have.
Many of the exercises in the program as well, if you do have dumbbells or weights of some kind, and you want to use them, you could add to the exercises that we're doing anyway. But in any case, there's lots of ways to make exercises harder, whether it be for more repetitions or harder variants of the same exercise, as Duncan mentioned before. So we're pretty confident that we should be able to get something that's pretty good out there for you guys.
Yeah. Cool. That's pretty much all I had to go over. Do you guys have anything else to contribute before we hand it over to these?
No, I think that's covered everything.
Yeah, it'd just be good with the members page that we're going to have on Facebook, like that we can really make it an interactive environment. And if we're posting stuff, you know, throw ideas out, feedback at us, and we can really, you know, grow a community within that group.
And come in for your half-hour one-on-one.
Yeah.
We miss you all. We'd actually like you to all come in.
We're sick of each other already. We need new blood.
I'll now hand it over to you guys. Does anyone have any questions? Want to make any comment? Ask us anything at this point?
Duncan, it's Michael. So the existing programs will be revamped so they can fit in the half-hour timetable.
Yep. Yep, good question. So I ran one today with Mark Bigland. It was the first one we ran, and I ran a slightly modified variation of his program. So I shortened up the warm-up a smidge, and I made sure we got through the most important things for him, which were the big strength pieces. And then he stayed back after I finished with him for about 15 minutes to finish his last set of exercises. So you definitely will get a lot of work, and I asked him for some feedback straight after the class, or straight after the session, sorry, it wasn't a class, straight after that half-hour session, and he's like, oh, I felt like I worked just as hard as I would in class. And that's the thing, we're a little bit more efficient one-on-one. And so you do get through a little bit more work. So it won't be super condensed, but it will be a smidge.
The other thing is that for most of you guys, a portion of your program doesn't relate to a piece of equipment, probably. There'll be some stuff on a mat on the floor, or you know, some body weight exercises. So we can sort of chop and change and remove some of those in the half-hour one-on-one and just focus on the exercises where you actually need equipment, particularly barbells and dumbbells. Or hanging. Yeah, and get that stuff done here, and then we can use the online classes to get some other stuff in, right? Or even if you wanted to do home exercises, then we can recommend, oh, okay, well, 2 or 3 of these exercises in your program, you can actually do them at home if we do run out of time. And today in the one-on-one, we're just going to work around the barbell like we would normally do.
Guys, just quickly, I booked a couple of sessions today, but I didn't book under the members session, so I'll cancel them and rebook. So I jumped the gun.
Oh, good. We'll fix that up. Don't worry about it.
All right, thank you.
On that note, with if you're booking in for the online classes, this is something that I just realised. So you've got your members only that Duncan took you through. For the online classes, that 4-person online class, you will see for the remainder of this week and for next week, SG-Movit classes are in the diary, and that is actually going to be the online classes. So if you want to put the online classes for next week in your diary, you can book those online now, and that gives us an idea of the capacity. So if we need to be putting in more classes than what exists, that would be great. So there are SG-Movits in the diary that you can still book for online.
We just had a couple of questions come through the chat, which was, Jan, can I come in my pajamas? For the one-on-ones, Jan, you can come in whatever you like.
Bring your tutu, Jan.
Bring your tutu, that would be fantastic.
We'll do a half-hour dance session.
You can book that one with Ollie, I'm not doing that with you. And Ungie just asked, are door frame chin-up bars any good? The answer is it depends on the quality of it, but overall, I would say they're fairly good for things like any of our hanging work. Depending on how sturdy your bar is or your door frame is, will depend on how good it is to actually do chin-ups on. But it is one of the pieces of equipment, one of the few pieces of equipment in this situation that I think could be quite beneficial. So if you've got one, awesome, but don't stress if you don't.
On the note of the chin-up bars, that's really how I got to my 10 chin-up goal last year. Is I have a chin-up bar that I used at home, which is exactly the hang over the door frame one. So if you're, you know, not Duncan who like rips door frames off the architrave off the door frame, then that is actually fine. I got mine from Big W. It was $20 and it's fabulous.
I just put a little recommendation in there. There are a couple of chin-up bars on doors that have different ways of attaching to the door frame. The one that we have here in the staff room, only a couple of you may have seen it, actually hooks onto the top of the door frame and then wraps around the door and acts like a little bit of a lever. So it's pretty strong on the door frame. There are some chin-up bars that act sort of like a double screw, which sort of wind out into the door frame. I don't recommend those.
They're shit.
I don't know if they even still sell them, but I would stay away from those because when you put enough weight on them, they can just slip and they can be pretty dodgy. I guess when we're talking about this kind of topic, number one thing is to be safe. So even when you are using one of those, I just recommend that you set something down underneath just in case something does happen, although the risk might be quite slim.
Make sure you heard what I said, Ungie. I got mine from Big W. Go.
Cool. Anyone else have anything?
No.
No. Well, if that's the case, we did miss you at the start, Kate. So,
Sorry.
no, that's okay. What I don't want you to miss out on is what we did in the beginning was went round the screen and everyone got to say hello, introduce themselves in case you didn't know everyone that's on the meeting. And we just want to know one thing that you're grateful for at the moment.
Food.
Yeah.
Cool answer. I've still got a job, you know, and I won't lose mine because I'm in logistics. So, you know, all's good. And congratulations on being innovative.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Alex as well. Alex, are you there?
I think so.
Hello.
Hey, Alex.
Hey.
Yeah,
Have you got Nada with you by any chance, Alex?
No, I haven't. I'm on my own.
That's okay. We just had a little bit of trouble with her. So if you do talk to her, someone will give her a call tomorrow to help her out on how to access this stuff.
Yeah, well, we both might need a bit of a tutorial, I can tell you.
That's
I did
okay.
struggle at the beginning, I can say that.
Well, give us a call and bring your laptop and stuff in here if you need to, and we can help you set it up.
We can do that.
Cool.
Excellent.
Sounds good. Can you also, like Kate did, just let us know something you're grateful for at the moment?
Grateful at the moment. Well, I think I've got toilet paper.
Yes.
Good one.
Look, what I'm grateful for, I think, at the moment is I'm feeling good. That's one thing. I don't think I've got anything terrible or anything like that. And I guess you have to be grateful for that, considering what's out there.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, now that we have had some interaction and heard from everyone, thank you very much, guys, for meeting up with us tonight, letting us take the opportunity to kind of broadly run you through how it'll look. Excited to see how we can make this happen and keep the ball rolling.
This is recorded,
so you can rewatch bits of it, all of it. that kind of stuff. Maybe skip my rambling at the start, and go enjoy your evenings, enjoy your family, and have a good night.
I'll see you all
Good
soon.
night. Thanks, everybody.
See you later.
Thanks.
Bye then.
Bye.
Bye bye.